Hello everybody and welcome back to today's Film Friday, and today we are looking at the next film on my shelf. I just want to explain a little bit more than I did last time because I just kind of waffled rubbish about the film. That's kind of what this is. It's just me going through my film collection, just giving you my thoughts on each of my favourite films, why I own them, and just any kind of like tidbits or bits of info and knowledge that I remember or know about these films because I like them very much. So without further ado, we're going on, I think this is the right order alphanumerically, but it doesn't matter, I'm not going to be strict about what order these come out. We've got 1917 today, probably the single best war movie or World War I movie I have ever seen. Directed by Sam Mendes, who did stuff like Skyfall, Spectre and American Beauty, I think. Oh yeah, it's on here actually. Yeah, and the unique thing about this movie, not only is it just like incredible, it's the way that it was shot. The film is edited so that it seems that it's done as one long continuous shot. I believe there's like a handful of shots, but they're cleverly stitched together to seem like one seamless one. But don't get me wrong, there are some incredibly long choreographed sequences where they're just following the protagonists through yards and yards of trenches and battlefields, and it's just really intense. It feels like you're accompanying the two soldiers as you go through, kind of on eye level, doing everything that they do, seeing everything that they see, experiencing it all with them, and then just with some clever editing they manage to pull it off with as few shots as possible, but as you watch it, it does seem like one continuous piece. So incredibly impressive. A lot of real moments where you've got the two British soldiers, Schofield and Blake, and there's one moment where one of them has to run across a number of squadrons going over the top. Not only is it terrifying, but there's this amazing behind the scenes shot where they film him doing it, and they CGI over all the dirt tracks and everything, and they just tell everyone to go for it, and whatever happens. So he's pelting it full speed across this field, hundreds of men coming over the top, and they're clashing into each other. There's explosions everywhere. They're falling over, they're going full pelt, knocking each other out, and it's just really authentic, like a really desperate moment of him sprinting across. Just an incredible shot, like really amazing. Another one of my, I want to say favourite moments, but the film itself is very harrowing and intense. But one of my favourite moments is earlier on they have to go over into a different area of no man's land where the fighting has died down for a bit, and they've got to do this like almost like a stealth mission across this just desolate battlefield. And the environments, the set pieces that they have laid out before them, the dugout trenches, the barbed wire, the craters in the ground from explosions, bodies and rotten corpses everywhere, and the way they do like on the fly special effects and makeup. So there's one part where they pass through some barbed wire, one of the guys cuts himself on it, obviously with a continuous shot. They had to like prepare that or place it so that he was cut, and then they show it and there's always blood and everything, and it's just incredible. There is another moment I want to talk about, but it's a bit spoilery if you haven't seen this before. I know my copy's wrapped, but I saw it in the cinema, absolutely loved it. I only picked this up last week actually, so it just made it in just after 300. Again, I think that's alphanumerically correct because it's a higher number as opposed to it starting to 1 and going before. Anyway, I think the best thing to compare it to might be something like Dunkirk. Again, World War I movie, based around a similar kind of aesthetic and very sort of gritty, trying to be super realistic and emotional, and they both are, but this just took it to another level, and it's just an incredible, intense watch, and really does a good job of bringing you down to that level, trying to take you back to the things that these British soldiers like really went through. Obviously it's still a movie, it's still entertaining to an extent, it is dramatised, but I believe it's based off true events. Obviously World War I is a true event, but you know what I mean in terms of the stories that are told between these soldiers. But it does really help you kind of relate to what they really went through, what they had to look out for, like traps and barbed wire, and the difficult decisions that had to be made between low-level soldiers and corporals and all that kind of stuff. There's a bit of conflict as to what really needs to be done and what's the most important decision on a personal level and larger scale for the battle. There's a couple nice cameos in here as well. I know it's very serious, but when you sort of see famous British actors pop up, it does make you go, "Ooh, look, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, it's Mark Strong," and I believe Colin Firth's in here. They do a really good job of representation in this as well, because you do see different ethnicities of the British men that were sent to fight for the cause. So like you see, I think it's Sikh soldiers with the turbans on and all the rest of the attire. Okay, our front cover review is a 5-star unmissable from Metro. So it's a little step up from the, what did we have, like, was it the Sunday Mirror? Yeah, Metro, like maybe like a step up from the Sunday Mirror that we had last week, but you know, it's got 5-star rating, gets one from me as well. I strongly recommend that you give this a watch if you're in the mood, because it's very moody. So yeah, I'm going to pop that open this weekend, give it a rewatch, and thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time. Check out my other videos somewhere on the screen, and have a nice weekend. Bye!